Hello my friends, welcome back to the Super Divorce YouTube channel. Nicholas Villars here, aka Super Divorce. Welcome to What Could It Be Now? Mysterious Unboxings, episode number 99. Just one episode left in the tank after this one. It's going to be good. This is going to be good. As you can see right here, if you are a citizen of Comicsgate, you probably know what's in here already, but I won't spoil it for those who don't know. We're going to find out what it could be today as I slice on through. And I've got to be careful not to slice very deep at all here because I kind of know what's in here. Go, and I did not slice too deeply. Alright, and it could be today in a Gemini mailer. We have our Cyberfrog Unfrogettable Tales number 1 and number 2, and the Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet Ashcan preview signed by Uncle Ethan Van Sciver, and a few goodies here. Now this means, in fact, that I'm going to, I see a trading card. That means I'll get to pull out my, no, pull that out. I'm going to pull out my trading card holder here, and we will get to add these trading cards to my card guard. I'm going to add these right here. There's Cyberfrog and another Cyberfrog. For Unforgettable Tales 1 and 2. Nice quality trading cards here. Nice and glossy. What else do we got? We got, this is a sticker. I could put this on my vehicle if I wanted to. Excuse me. And then we've got like a little paper craft guy. We have a Heather Swain, and we have a Cyberfrog. So those will be fun to put together and display with all my baubles, all of my tchotchkes. Let's just flip through a little bit. I don't know if maybe you guys didn't see this. I did this one day. I put some of my little He-Man cards here in the card guard. I thought I had some more Cyberfrog cards. Yeah, I got a couple over here. I'll start a new page for these. Why not? There we go. Into the card guard they go. And that's going to be about the size of things. So, you know, Cyberfrog, very significant, very, very significant in my life, in my endeavors that I am undertaking right now. Working on my own comic book, which really, I don't think that I would have ever undertaken had I not discovered Ethan Van Sciver's YouTube channel, gotten into the Comicsgate community, or the network, listened to all of his live streams and watched all of his Star Wars videos, and just got inspired by him to start drawing again. Because back in the day in high school, I mean, I've told this story before at various times, but before I started playing music, I wanted to make comic books. I actually thought for a moment about leaving my regular high school and going to the vocational school because they had a great art program. And I remember visiting there, and they had a class that I walked through, and there was one guy who was actually working on comic book art, and I was blown away. You know, he was doing like full pages and shit. And I was like, man, he gets to come to school and this is what he does? But I didn't do it. I stayed at the regular high school with my friends, and I graduated early, and then started playing music. And I kind of let that go. I'd doodle here and there, but I was never disciplined about it. I never really followed that passion. Kind of let it fizzle out. Of course, I kept reading comics over the years, and then thought, hey, why don't I tie the music and the comic together? And that's what I'm working on now. Every day I'm working on it. And I have been pretty much every day for close to a year now, in some degree. I just recently started storyboarding the very first issue. All before that, you might say, well, you've been working on it for a year, what the hell are you up to? How do you not have anything to show for yourself? Well, the reason is, first of all, I was very rusty, and I wanted to give myself proper time to get back in the swing of things. You know, to start drawing again. To actually do some work. I said I'd go and make these last few episodes good here. So, you know, this is just... Here's something I did a while back. I posted this. I was reading through Ghost in the Shell, and I said, you know what would be fun? Is if I took Scarlett Johansson, you know, her pose from the cover of the Ghost in the Shell live action film. This is kind of how she's posed. If you look that up, you'll see she's posed like this on the cover. I was like, let me redraw this, but I will do it in sort of the Masamune Shiro style, and that's what I did here. But I don't. You know. But this is more of the stuff that I've been doing lately. I've been getting back into actually fucking doing this kind of shit, you know, the boring stuff, the stuff no one really wants to sit down and do. Drawing, practicing perspective, and all this kind of garbage. It's not garbage. You should probably learn this. I'm sure there are some people who don't, but I have put myself through the paces doing all manner of this kind of stuff. I've got another sketchbook that I've filled up with exercises and shit like this, but basically I don't want my comic to be low rent. So I've been, as I said, putting myself through the paces here, trying to make it happen, so I've got stuff to reference back to, and I'm like, yeah, I want to draw this building and I want it to be in such and such position. Well, I've got plenty of stuff I can look back through that I've done, so I don't have to just fucking copy shit. There's some things. Of course I did. There's what's her face from Black Magic, another Shiro comic or manga, and I tried to recreate the sort of look of what do they call those? Tones, screen tones. Using stippling. You like to stipple sometimes. Stippling can be fun. Can be a bit tedious. Some different sorts of cross hatching down here. Things like that. I found out, by the way, because I also have an iPad. My wife got me an iPad for drawing. And I've done some stuff on there too, but while it's more labor intensive, I much prefer drawing on physical media. Much prefer paper. and pencils and actual, pens and so forth. Why? I don't know. I just do. It feels better to me. It's more satisfying. I feel like I have more control over it. Now, I know there's some fantastic art that can be done with an iPad or a Surface Pro or things like that once you get used to it. And I did quite a bit on my iPad. I've worked with it quite a bit, but if I just want to sit down and do something, this is how I prefer to do it. So anyway, this is Duna Typhon from Black Magic, taken from the inside of one of the books. But yeah. So here's what I'm doing now. I'm working on storyboards. This kind of shit where you're just plotting out without any sort of adherence to any kind of what would you say, artistic integrity. It's just about getting ideas down. That's what I'm doing right now, and that's been somewhat tedious as well, because I had pages and pages of story written, and then to go through that and then say, okay, well, I can't include everything because some of the shit just wouldn't translate well. It's not, comic books are not movies, you see. Some people forget that. A lot of modern, like Marvel and DC comics, have forgotten that. You're not watching a movie when you read a comic book. So when you're reading like a superhero book, if you've got 22 pages of people just talking back and forth to each other, that's not really so exciting, especially with Western comics, where if you open up just like, I don't know, one of Tom King's Batman books, it's just face from different positions. But then here's what Western comics don't do that manga does very well. They will exaggerate faces. So at least if people are talking back and forth, the camera angles will sometimes get really extreme. Or maybe the person's face will change to look like just like over-the-top cartoon reaction. They're not afraid to have some fun oftentimes in what they're doing. They don't mind going outside the box a little bit more. When you're reading one of these sort of drab, dreary, no fun Western comics now, without any action, without any adventure, without good-looking superheroes, because we got to be more inclusive. The women have to be frumpy, and the men can't be too big and bulky. It's just, everything's like been just spread with a glaze of mediocrity, and it's not exciting anymore. And that's why manga is like stomping Western comics now. And that's why I decided to make my comic book really, I call it a retro manga. It's very much inspired by Shiro. I will wear that right on my sleeve. And then, over time, I'm sure that I will develop more of my own style, but I went a long time without drawing seriously. So I'm kind of treating my relationship to him as almost, he's like my apprentice. He's my master. I'm the apprentice. So I've been studying all of his work. Took a ridiculous amount of reference pictures as I went through his entire catalog. I mean, everything that he's ever drawn, I have now. And I read through everything, took all these notes, took lots of pictures. So I've got all that. So it's almost like I was able to compile my own course, and when I have questions, it's like, well, how do I do this? Well, let me see how he did it. And that's like the approach I'm taking right now. So chances are, if you're a fan of Appleseed or, Ghost in the Shell and shit like that, then I hope you're going to end up liking what I'm doing with my book. But we're a ways away from that. Just know that I am working on it every day, and I would not be working on it, I wager, if it weren't for Mr. Ethan Van Sciver and his Cyberfrog book. So there you go. All right. Episode 99 in the bag. One more left to go. What's it going to be? When's it going to drop? You're just going to have to stay tuned. So, for now, everyone, take real good care. Keep kicking ass. Love you lots. Lord willing, I'll be back very soon with another video for you to watch. All right. Bye-bye.